was a hard-drinking sinner with blood on my hands. I was a hard-drinking sinner, a gun in my hands, drinking 40 pounds for dinner till I met a big man. And the man said, how do we do? 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 Well, I feel like reborn. I feel I'm renewed. 'Cause the man said, how do we do?
Well, I killed a lot of people, smoked that devil weed, and I never met a man that I didn't make bleed on that road to damnation. Well, who would believe that the man would say, how do we do?
How do we do? How do we do? How do we do? How do we do? How do we do? Well, I feel like reborn. I feel I'm renewed. 'Cause the man said, how do we do? Lost a leg to a foot, and I'm scarred from that fight. Lost an eye and some fingers, play with dynamite. My good eyes witness misery, but I'm feeling alright. 'Cause the man said, how do we do? 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 Well, I feel like reborn. I feel I'm renewed. 'Cause the man said, how do we do?
Well, I pulled a lot of triggers, shot a lot of good men, broke a lot of hearts, hearts that never will mend. But now I'm at the station, and I made a new friend, and my friend says, how do we do?
How do we do? How do we do? How do we do? How do we do?
There you go. Okay. What is up, freaks? I forgot to change the opening there because I had the opening from last week. I had so much stuff going on this week. It completely, blew my mind or skipped my mind. But this is the Pungo Paranormal Show.
Woo-hoo!
Welcome to the Paranormal Show.
Hi.
What is up, guys?
I'm
So-
very excited.
I want you to guess what day this is. I'm gonna give you a hint. Okay.
Okay.
Hopefully this works because I'm gonna try this for the first
Yesterday?
time.
What?
What today is? What the day is? What?
Oh.
Yeah. What holiday it is?
The day
I'll
after
give you a
April
hint.
Fool's Day.
Yes, April 2nd. You win. Here we go.
Is it?
Are you guys ready?
Yeah, what's the hint?
Did you hear it? All right, take a second.
It's peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where
It
I
is
used
National
to be a
Peanut Butter.
cheerleader in high school, and that song always came on every time that the football players would um get like goals or whatever they're called. I don't know. I don't watch football like that. But and then we had to do a whole cheer to that song.
I would pay money to see you do a cheer to the Peanut Butter Jelly Time song. That would be awesome.
Yeah. I sounded real
Yep.
stupid. I watch basketball, I don't watch football. So I sounded real stupid. I don't
I can imagine what the other team thought when you had the Peanut Butter and Jelly song as your touchdown celebration.
it was so stupid. It was high school, man.
Man. Well, it is National
Early
Peanut Butter and
2000s.
Jelly Day. So,
Yeah.
guys, celebrate. And I'm actually glad that it worked. That I can now we can play sounds on the show now, which will be a lot of fun.
Mhm.
Yep.
Now just have a whole new bag of tricks to work with. And of course, I don't have to tell you that it is National Ride Your Horse to a Bar Day.
Oh.
Which I realize is a big holiday in some parts of the country, probably
Only
Wyoming and
known
Montana.
as taking the night off.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jason Gray, GI Paranormal.
Why didn't he make Jason?
He did make you one. It's at the cabin.
Please. Well,
He's
he made
at
me
the cabin.
a PPI one, but he didn't make me I am a co-host, Jason. I would
Yeah,
like
he needs
Me
to get on that.
too. Wait a
Who's
minute.
Rhonda?
Hold up,
Rhonda needs one too.
Jason.
Stop slacking off, Jason. God,
Jason.
Do
Jason.
it.
God.
Jason.
God.
God. Oh my gosh. So guys, very happy. National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day. If I can talk. And National Ride Your Horse to a Bar Day. Save a horse, ride a cowboy.
Mm.
There you go. Or cowgirl in your case, Sarah. We're not discriminating over here. See, Jason. Jason sees in the chat a bunch of dollar signs. I'll buy you the mugs for the girls.
Hey,
And you can make them
Howie,
mugs.
Jeannie, Kristen.
Jeannie's there. Woohoo! Happy National Peanut Butter Jelly Day, guys.
All our friends
No,
are
it's a
here.
big- Yeah, it's just I'm excited for this weekend. We're all going to get together. Every one of us is going to get together
Yep.
at the cabin.
Yep.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah. We have a few investigations lined up for that night, actually.
For the few investigations lined up for that night. How many places are you going to go?
We're going there, and then we're going to Stanton after.
How long you planning on staying there?
Like 1.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well then, that'll be a long night for you guys.
It's gonna be a super long night.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, you better rest up. Drink lots of Red Bull.
I can't drink caffeine.
Liquid IV.
Jeez.
That's what I use after paranormal investigations.
Yeah,
Man.
I can't. I wish I could drink caffeine, but I can't.
You can have
I
a
drink
pair of
too much
hangover.
of it.
Man, you're gonna investigate the cabin and then drive out to Stanton. That's gonna be
It's gonna be an hour and a half drive from the cabin.
wow.
Hmm.
Well, we'll make sure hopefully you have a lot of activity so you'll be pumped for your ride
Yeah,
to Stanton
I'm gonna fall asleep.
and not just want to fall asleep as soon as you get there.
I'm gonna fall asleep. I'm a
Are you
sleepy.
driving or are you riding?
I'm riding.
Oh, good.
I'm not gonna fall asleep at the wheel.
Well, yeah, good. Thank you.
Just
I
fall
wanted you to do that.
I can
Thank
just
you.
like
Glad to
my
know.
lunch, God,
I do appreciate that. You're not falling asleep at the wheel.
thanks.
We need you. We need you around. We don't want to get EVPs from you. I'd rather just talk to you.
That's right. We don't want to have to work for it.
Exactly. Kristen, I am excited to see you this weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to see Ashley and everyone. Jeannie. Oh, man, I need you to You need to get you a drink, Keiko.
What's Keiko?
Keiko. What's
Uh,
up?
what? Coffee? I'm not sure.
I thought
Cacao?
Cacao. Maybe that was cacao. Cacao.
Caw-caw.
Cacao.
Y'all are stupid.
So our paranormal team of the week is Central Delaware Paranormal Research Society. So go give them some love. There really wasn't much to say about them. They didn't have any kind of like mission statement. But yeah, they are from Delaware, and Delaware is so exciting. I bet they have a lot of cool paranormal stuff in Delaware, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm from
We need to get them
Maryland.
on the show.
We used to go to Delaware all the time when we went up to Ocean City.
You got nice beaches up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do.
This reminds me of that Wayne's World. Remember, he's like, "Wow, I'm in Delaware. There's so much fun stuff to do in Delaware." But we love our freaks in Delaware, guys.
That's right.
We're big. We're huge in Delaware. We're gonna bring tons of people to Central Delaware Paranormal Society. So get ready, guys. We're ready to blow up because we're coming for you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we need to get them on the show. Talk about all the fun stuff to do in Delaware, all the cool paranormal locations.
Tens and tens of fans.
Yes, our ones of fans are going to come out there. Did you guys check out the video that Beyond the Badge Paranormal did at the cabin?
No, I
Not
didn't.
yet.
God.
Yeah, it is a good video.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean the first part is mostly like knockings and stuff that you can hear, like lots of footsteps and stuff like that, and they do a good job of the editing and stuff. Very good. I definitely recommend you checking it out. But the end where they go into Melissa's room and they get a lot of interesting stuff on the spirit box is definitely worth checking out. If you don't have time to watch the whole thing, I would start on the investigation in the basement and go from there, because a lot of its beginning is just introduction stuff, like stuff we already know. But again, it's worth looking up because they do a great job editing this stuff. And we're actually going to have them on the show here this month.
I saw that.
Very
That's
excited
exciting.
about that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've got a lot of cool guests
Yeah,
coming
we got a cool list.
Yeah.
and we're excited. We have Jason Gray from GI Paranormal coming on the show this month.
Who's
So
that guy?
I know.
That guy that won't make
God.
us mugs. I'm just kidding.
Jason,
right.
you should watch the whole entire episode today, Jay, because there's some things that you're in. Just an FYI.
Yes. Tonight or the show tonight. Oh shoot. Nice. So now we have like a guest starring Jason Gray tonight.
He's the coolest MFer in the universe.
I pet that dog.
I pet that dog.
I pet that dog. So the bird of the day is Garok. Garok.
Is that like that's
And that's
Garok.
Garok. Oh my
No.
God.
Yeah,
So
that's
special.
totally what it sounds like.
I guarantee your dogs do this.
This is when our dogs do this.
Your dogs do this. They croak all the time. I know most
Like
dogs I know
hacking?
croak
Is it,
all the time.
hacking?
No, to stare at someone while they eat, hoping they will give you food.
I do that to Diane all the time.
Yeah, that's a true statement.
I
Yeah.
croak at her all the time.
I'll croak at Angie while she's cooking food, and hopefully she'll make me food. Just look at her with my puppy dog look. I start whimpering. I'll make you something. Yes.
Diane does that all. I'm the
Works
only
every
one
time.
that cooks in the house, so she will literally just like stare at me until I make her something.
I try to cook, but she doesn't let me.
Is there a reason for that, Ryan? Is there a
I am
reason?
Sicilian, so I make
I think I'm a
everything.
good cook. I bet you make
I'm a
good
very
food though,
good
because you got Italian in you. But your spaghetti's on point.
Yeah, I make some.
What's
good
up? Mark Williams, Ghost Adventures. How you doing? Thank you for tuning in. We're gonna have our own Ghost Adventures with Pungo Paranormal tonight. Let's go ahead and bring the crew on. First, we've got Yuretsi, Marty. You can't read the rest of her last name. Martinez, welcome to the show. Welcome.
Marty.
How are you? Yeah, he's muted.
Sorry.
There we go.
I'm
There we
good.
go. Off mute. Next, we've got Darian. Welcome to the show.
Hey, how's it going?
And of course, Nape's not hell. She's heaven.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Bill.
Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm super excited to learn about your Pungo Paranormal. We've had Heaven and Sarah on the show to talk about their experiences.
At the very beginning.
So now we get to learn about Darian and Yuretsi.
Ooh, Andy's here too.
Ooh,
I was
Andy's.
wondering if she was coming in.
Mhm.
Oh, there she is. Okay, bring her down. And we've got Andy. Welcome. There we go. Let's take her off mute.
So the
there we
car.
go. I can.
Is it gonna block my face again?
Oh, well, you got to unmute your microphone there, Andy. There we go.
Hey,
Perfect.
Are you
Hey.
right? Be careful.
I will, I promise.
You're just sitting there, right?
Yeah.
Nope, she's moving.
No,
Oh, yeah, I see it.
So I can talk.
definitely moving. Yeah, I'm just sitting there as the lady.
I was.
All right. Well, don't wreck on the show because I know that's the kind of show I want to
Oh,
do.
gosh.
Grayson.
Oh, so like I said, we've talked to Sarah and Heaven about their experiences. So I want to hear about what got you guys, the news members of Pungo Paranormal, into the paranormal. Let's start with Darian.
You want to know like the very first thing that happened, or
Yeah, like
just
what-
like in general?
Yeah, in general,
I mean, I can honestly say I've been in it since I was about like 6 or 7 years old. I saw like something at my grandparents' house walking down the stairs towards me, like a full shadow figure with a top hat. I kept calling him Abraham Lincoln. Turns out he was the neighborhood ghost at my grandparents' neighborhood. He had messed with my dad for the longest time. Also, I found this out, so I've been in this for quite a while now.
He wasn't the Hat Man?
So I didn't feel any sort of like negativity seeing him. It was kind of just like I had a glass of water, I looked up, and there was somebody walking down the stairs toward me, and no one was awake.
That's crazy.
Terrifying.
How old were you?
I was like 6 or 7.
No, I would not be coherent. At 6 or 7, I would be like, listen,
I was
Mom
dreaming.
and Dad.
Like, oh, all right.
So when did you so were you scared, or was this like this is weird? Like did you understand what was going on, or was it like, oh, it's just part of life?
So I kind of just was like, all right, whatever, because I have a cool dad. He raised me on like Army of Darkness and horror movies from the time I could like start watching TV. So I was just like, oh, that's interesting. I don't know what that was, but not a huge fan of it. But either way, as soon as it disappeared, I ran right up the stairs and went back to sleep because I thought it was a dream. And so I mentioned it, and they're like, oh, yeah, we've seen him before. I was like, oh, cool. So, yeah. I mean, I was kind of scared, but at the same time, I was like, it didn't feel, like I said, it didn't feel negative at all.
Yeah.
And it was in your house?
It was in my grandparents' house.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Both of my grandparents actually had instances where I apparently would talk to something. I don't know. I don't remember this. I don't remember any of this, but I found this out recently.
So do you feel things, or like?
I wouldn't say anything like that. I mean, I get gut feelings like everybody else does. It's like Sometimes, for instance, one of the places we went to, me and Marty did, I looked at her, I was like, something feels wrong. I don't want to go down there. I don't know about that. Either that or we need more people to go with us. And so we found more people to go with us, and then we just started walking. I was like, all right, this doesn't feel as bad, but you could like feel like some sort of negativity in the area. So I don't really think I like am sensitive in that sense, but like I definitely just get like gut feelings of, hey, I should probably avoid this type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about you, Uretzi? What got you into the paranormal?
So kind of the same deal. My mom and I have always shared that same creepy watch sci-fi movies and anything paranormal, and even a lot of Hispanic shows that they show on TV for us. We'd watch it all the time. So I kind of grew that bond between me and her with this kind of stuff. The first show being Ghost Hunters with Taps. So I think ever since then, that's kind of been my, I guess, take on, like, I really just always enjoyed doing that with my mom. And then we always had really weird things happening around the house. And I guess the joke with some truth was that a woman, I'm not going to say her full name due respect of her family, but we'll call her Mrs. S. She passed away. Well, her husband passed away in that home. And when the story is that I know of so far is that she didn't want to leave the home. She wanted to stay there, but her family wanted her to move out to somewhere in the center of America, and they wanted to keep her there to take care of her. But when she was on her way out, she passed away, unfortunately, on the way there. And so we've always believed that she's still in the house. And that's kind of where all the creepy stuff always happens. Same deal, Shadow Man, a lot of sleep paralysis. So I think I've always kind of just been interested because of stuff like that.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Ghost Adventures was my shit back in the day, dude. Yeah. Like the whole Taps team.
It really was.
That's what got me back into got me into ghost hunting, was watching Ghost Hunters and stuff.
Yeah.
And I used to watch Ghost Adventures, I mean, back when they first started out, man, I was eating that stuff up.
They're great.
Every Friday night, Travel Channel.
That's how I was constantly watching the paranormal shows.
Watching Taps when they first came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy though, because I originally thought that it was just a show. Like, I didn't think it was legit.
I don't know. Like, when I first started watching it, I watched it with my old friend, and we were watching it in a haunted house. We were actually watching a haunted house. Like, we were in I don't know.
Like house sitting?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
We were house sitting, and we were watching it for the first time. And like, she was like, do you guys want to do an experiment? It was me and my other friend. And I was like, what? And she was like, So like, we did like a mini like Ghost Adventures investigation in there. And we heard an old lady say, do you want to play hide and seek? And I was out. I left. I was like,
we used to play with the Ouija boards.
God.
My mom bought me one year for like, I don't know, Christmas or my birthday or something, and we started using those, and then after a while I was like, let's not play with them anymore.
No, I will not touch a Ouija board.
But when you're kids, you don't know any better. You're like, oh, it's a board game from Parker Brothers. It can't be dangerous.
I had an experience with one of them, and I swore I would never use one again. But then, of course, one of my good friends, MJ Dixon, she's kind of opened me up to that it's a tool and you just have to know how to use it properly. So now I'm not nearly as fearful, but I do want her, before I will use one, I want her to show me how to do it properly.
That's how I felt when I was younger. Like, my parents just thought, like, they used it more so of, like, as a prank. They're like, oh yeah, like, this is cool. And then the older I got, I was like, oh crap, like, that's crazy. Because you start to realize what you're doing.
Yeah.
My sister had one. She got one for Christmas, and she never used it. But I was downstairs with my friends during like sleepovers, and be like, who's the coolest person in the room? Of course, you try to spell out Ryan and whatever. But it wasn't ever like we never took it seriously because back then I did not want to talk to ghosts. I was like, there was not interested in that at all. That was the guy who slept with the hall light on because I don't want anything to come in. Because ghosts hate light. So that was my and blankets are the number one protector. Once I was under my blankets, I was completely safe. You couldn't get me in the blankets.
That's how I was.
Yeah.
Can I say something that your mom said to me?
Sure.
Remember when I called you that one day?
Yes.
Do you remember what she said? What I told you she said about you when you were younger? Why she's so surprised? Because you're a scaredy cat. She said you were such a scaredy cat. She's so surprised that you're doing what you're doing now because you were so afraid of this when you were younger.
Well, I do have kept my fear of horror movies intact, but I mean, I'm actually if she definitely would be surprised at what I do now. Because back then, man, I couldn't even. My mom bought me a Ghost of Richmond book, and I would not sleep with it in my room because I was afraid the ghost was going to come out of the book and get me.
She was like, "I'm so surprised, but I'm proud of him."
That's the logic you're dealing with here.
I used to have Getty's Bird books on like haunted locations there and stuff when I was little. Because I've been going there since I was 8.
When I was little, I'm gonna get to Andy here in a second. Don't worry, I see you there. When I was little, I used to go and get the ghost books when I was little. It's like driving by a car wreck. You don't want to see the blood, but you keep looking to see it. That was me. I was not wanting to get scared, but I would still go out and get the books and freak myself out. So when it was time for me to go to bed, I would be like wide awake and like staring at the cycle. Oh my God, they're gonna get me. So, yeah,
that's so
funny. It was a very interesting childhood I had. So, Andy, what got you into the paranormal?
I've been into it since I was like 7, 8. I've always had like a sense of things that were around me and things that were going to happen before they happened. There's been times where my parents and I would be leaving the house. Like, let's just wait a few minutes. I don't feel right about leaving right now. So, and then when we did leave, like 30 minutes later, we'd run into a bad accident or something that happened on the street, and we would have been in it if we would have left the time we were supposed to. I've always been able to feel like family members that have passed. When my grandfather passed away, he came and sat on my bed, pat my leg, and told me, everything's going to be okay. I'm always with you. And after that is when it took off. Like, I was all into it, started watching all the shows, like researching. And then about 3 years ago, I started going out and actually doing it and fell in love with it ever since. And then a few months ago, I came across Heaven and Sarah, and here I am now.
Sounds awesome. Yeah, I got that intuition going. I mean, there are times that I'll be speeding down there. I'll be speeding, and then it'll be like, oh, I better slow down. And then you drive by a cop or something,
Yeah, and that was like last night on the way to work. I'll stop by the gas station. I normally don't. I'll like just grab food at home and then leave. But something's like, hey, stop by the gas station for a minute. And then right as I got to a T intersection, a car flew past me and into the woods. I missed it by like literally inches. So that was crazy. And then I had to drive to work the rest of the night and then work after almost getting into a really bad accident. So
that's scary.
Yeah.
It's interesting when you learn to trust that part of you, because you find you're a lot less stressed out. Like, I don't get stressed out when my flights are delayed now. I don't get stressed out when the GPS sends me the wrong direction. I'm like, obviously I'm supposed to go this way. You assume there's a reason for everything. It's a lot less stressful.
A lot less stressful.
Yeah, the universe puts you in places where you need to be.
Yep.
Divine.
And also, when you trust yourself, you can open yourself up more to new experiences. learn to trust your gut, learn to trust your intuition when it comes to like live everyday life and investigating. You know, if you feel something, then trust what you're
That's like
feeling.
my first time coming to the cabin. There'd be a few times I look at Sarah. I was like, "Hey, did you see that?" And she's like, "Yep, I saw it." And I was like, "Okay, I'm just making sure like I'm not losing it. Like I'm actually seeing what I'm seeing." Because I was like, "That it has happened a few times, but nothing like it did at the cabin." So I was like needing that reassurance. Hey, I am seeing or hearing what I'm seeing and hearing, right? She's like, "Yeah, you are."
Well, you're definitely
Yeah, I
hearing and
think
seeing it.
yeah, the three of us
Definitely.
were walking to the woods to the back part that I had never been to before. We had all seen like a shadow just like run across.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm excited about? I'm excited about checking out some evidence from Pungo Paranormal. So let's go ahead and start doing that. Let me add your screen.
If you hear my teeth chattering, it's because I'm freezing. Diane's got all the windows open in the whole entire house, and I'm so cold.
So I'm
I
drinking
thought
my
I
hot tea here because it's always cold in my house.
Ugh.
All right, so Sarah did not label the videos here, so I don't know what I'm going to be playing here. So,
Oopsie.
it's a bunch of random numbers and letters. So
Sorry. Listen.
first one is this one, and I'm going to play it. All right, and then I'll let Sarah explain what's going on after it's done. Okay.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Fuck all you.
Fuck all y'all. I just keep talking over there. Who's here? Well, fuck you too, dude.
Such a friendly spirits at the cabin on 360.
So friendly. Jeez.
So that was like, I think that was right after the fake Christina came through. Was
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
when you were freaking out and you were like, it's Christina, it's Christina. I'm like, I don't think that's her.
Listen, this was the craziest shit that's ever happened on that, right? It goes, Heaven. And then Heaven was like, who's this? And she goes, it's Christina. And Heaven was like, what's up, girl? And it goes, what's up, girl? And like they had like a whole conversation through the ghost box because her friend Christina had passed away. And then right after that is when it said, fuck you. And I was like, oh my God, were we really speaking to Christina or were we speaking to somebody else? Like,
No,
trying
you kept saying it was her, and I was like, I don't think it was her. Because, like, she came through a portal before, and she sounded way different.
like it was so weird. I had never, like, it was like a whole phone. Like, if I had like called her and put her on speakerphone, that's conversation was. But like I wasn't recording it. So like I hit record and then all of a sudden it stopped and then the fuck you came through and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
So-
it was the first night we had met. So like Sarah knew kind of about Christina, but not too much about her.
Yeah. Like we had been talking through Facebook Messenger for like, I don't know, like a month or two. So I'd like known about her. But I don't know. That was fucking wild, dude. That was crazy.
So this was your first investigation as Pungo Paranormal.
Yeah.
This is the investigation where we met. You know, this is the beginning of it right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't meet Heaven until later on when you came back for to talk with Dennis to get whatever came home with you to leave you the fuck alone.
That was so scary. That was so scary.
It was.
I didn't like that at all.
So when you were upstairs in the loft area, I'm guessing, of the cabin.
No, we were downstairs, like in
Okay.
the main common area.
I got you. And how far into the investigation was it that you got this interaction?
It would have been like towards the end.
Yeah, it was like towards the end before we went to the woods the second time.
No,
Andy,
this was This was before you. This was like when
In October.
Yeah. This was just when we created the group.
Way back in the day, all the way back
Yeah,
in October.
it was in October. It was probably like the middle to the end of the night, and we were in the main common area, and Josh was actually starting to fall asleep. And shortly after that, that's when we went to the back of the cabin into that room. And that's when we kind of like realized later on we didn't think that it was legitimately Christina, because you could see through the window, and I'm like, there's a portal in here, and we both were like, oh my gosh, yeah, and the floor shook.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That was
Yep.
scary.
That's awesome. Anything else you got, Mo? You guys want to say about the evidence?
Well, so first of all, I don't normally act like that. That was kind of like
well, fuck you too, dude.
that was kind of an interesting moment, because I like just randomly was like, okay, well, fuck you too.
Heaven's a badass, man. I'm a wuss when it comes to spirits, but Heaven's like, fuck you, man. You fuck you.
You know, people act differently at the cabin than they would normally. It can do stuff to you. It can make you angry and make you not yourself. So it has happened before. And and it sounds like the way they were talking, the fuck you, it could have influenced you. There could have been something there to make you feel a certain way. So that has happened.
Yeah, I kind of got irritated because I was like, I had a feeling it wasn't her. Like, I've gone to a home investigation before, and she's came through a portal and said stuff that she would normally say, like, hey, buddy, and she would say it a certain way. And so, like, when I went to this person's house, like, I was being touched in the basement the same time I was talking to her through the portal, and I knew it was her. I had closed my eyes and imagined like a white light, and that's when she came through. And at the cabin, it just kind of was like, an instant thing, and I just got really irritated and was like, that's not her.
Yeah, probably mad that the spirit was trying to imitate her or trying to be her, trying to trick you.
Yeah, the cabin knows everything.
Yes, the cabin knows. All right, so this next one.
Waiting here.
Oh, this
and taking account for the hits.
Your flashlight just turned on.
Hello. And that light just went on.
Yeah, and there's one behind you.
Yeah, he's ready. He's getting ready.
Well, you turned that one on. That's awesome.
It's going on and off. Look at that.
Yeah, the bell went off. One that's not working. Hey,
Thank you.
where should I put the spirit copter or the porter? Where do you want me to put it?
On the stairs.
Okay.
Do you want us to be in here?
Absolutely.
It just said cool. We can get the light. Time it was hitting over here. It was one.
So like when we were downstairs, we had the flashlights all like surrounding us.
Sorry.
It's okay. We had the flashlights like all like surrounding us. We had like 4 or 5 flashlights, and all of them were off. Like that was mine behind Kay, and I didn't even like screw mine to like turn it on or anything. Like it was completely off. Like I swear it was completely off.
Yeah,
And
there was some I was gonna say there was some on the steps, and then there was some also on the table behind like the view of the camera.
Yeah, and there was some on the side, and like one would go off and on, and then as soon as that one went off, the other one would go on and off, and then as soon as that one went off, the other one would, and it was like a circle. It was just doing this the entire time, and I was like, oh my god, like that was nuts. I've never seen anything happen like that before with mag lights before. Like that was crazy.
I remember had the basement pretty well covered. I mean, it was.
remember when I told you the day before, I was like, we're going to have this bitch covered because he likes to stand like right behind the stairs in that little nook and just watch. Like he'll come out and he'll go and move through the wall, like along the wall. And like he'll just stare and like he's just so gross. So like I wanted to make sure that we had me and Heaven wanted to make sure that we had the whole entire floor covered because like we wanted to make sure that we got some kind of evidence that he was doing something. And then he said, listen, I'm going to set every single one of these pieces of equipment off tonight. Like, if you want me to do it, I'm going to do it right now.
And he did it.
It was crazy.
You know, going back to what Heaven was talking about earlier with, feeling different. I remember was it the Christmas investigation where we were downstairs in the basement and you, Sarah, started, acting like not yourself, talking like, oh, you're too scared, talking, trying to, you're provoking the spirit.
I'm a bitch. I am a whole bitch when it comes to provoking. I don't want to see you. I don't want to feel you. I don't want to touch you, but I'm going to see you. I don't want to see you, but I am going to see you.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the last thing that I'm going to do is provoke a fucking spirit. And like,
do you remember what
I've
happened
never
to you?
seen you do it either.
No, bitch.
Oh no, she did it, and she paid the price because she got that mark on the back of her neck, and I remember when she was doing it, when she was, because I knew it wasn't her, but at the same time, I'm like, well, that's a different way of doing things, because I was like, okay, well,
and
then. Yeah, I mean, it was like had an Indian, like a Native American symbol on the back of your neck.
Yeah, like it had an indigenous symbol, and like we even looked it up and everything. And I was like, oh my god, like that, like there's no way I would have been able to draw something like that on the back of my neck. There's absolutely no way. And like before then, it had said I'm getting aggravated, and then. Like I had said something, I don't remember, like I kind of blacked out right before it happened. I don't remember what I said. And then it like, I felt like this intense like burning on the back of my neck. And I was like, what the fuck? And like, I don't remember what happened. If somebody came over and like started, I don't remember. All I remember is like us going upstairs, like running upstairs, like you immediately taking me out of the house. And showing me the back of my neck. Like, that was intense. That was so scary.
Wasn't it like a symbol for death or something?
Yeah,
It was something like that.
It was, it was the indigenous symbol for death.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah. So yeah, just be wary when you start feeling different and you feel really angry. Because you just leave the house. I mean, it's if you're feeling angry for no reason, it's best to just get out.
Yeah.
Because
like if you're not feeling yourself. But the thing is like
sometimes you don't know.
I did. And I blacked out. I don't remember at all. Like I swear to God. And I don't do that. Like I swear to God. I don't remember like what I was saying, why I was doing that. Like I just remember like seeing that on the computer. I mean on the tablet, and then that feeling on my back, and then I just remember us being on the lawn and you taking a picture of my neck. That's it.
That was the first time. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
I'll say that's the first time I've ever investigated with Sarah, like for a long time. So I didn't know what to look for when it comes to that kind of stuff. I didn't know what kind of how she investigated. So I was like, oh well, that's might be how she does things. And then,
no.
I
leave the badassness up to Heaven because she's the one that she has no fear, dude.
we joke. I put up a front so I can be the protector because I'm like, if I'm not there, like I can't protect you. And it's not. It's not the first.
Protect you.
It's not the first time that the cabin's manipulated her, but it wasn't as intense as the time you guys had seen when she was in the basement and got the scratch. So I kind of keep an eye on her when we're definitely at the cabin, but I also am just kind of like Mama Bear. I'm very protective.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, you make a good mama bear, and I try to protect her as much as I can when you're not around.
Oh, you gonna be the Mama Bear number 2?
I'll be Papa Bear. I'll be the Papa Bear.
Okay, you can be Papa Bear.
There we go. All right, time for clip number. Actually, is there anything else you want to talk about with that clip?
No.
All right, clip number 3.
Run.
Stop. I'll do it again.
Run.
So we were investigating the room that I am in right now. So my house is very haunted. I have a very haunted house, and I have not a relationship, but like a good relationship with the majority of the spirits that are in my house. Like they know when to leave me alone, and they know like my boundaries, and they know when to say something to me. But this little girl came out of nowhere. Heaven saw her that night. And
sounds creepy.
She saw her in my daughter's room. And I think it was the same little girl that I saw in my closet that day that she gave me PTSD.
I'm telling you, it was probably her.
But she said, "Do you want to come sit with me?" And I was like, listen, like if you play it back, you can literally hear her say, "Do you want to come sit with me?" At the very end. Play it one more time.
I heard that. I heard it at the end. I was like, what's that little voice?
Can you play it one more time?
Yep, I got it.
Run.
Oh, I hear it. Yeah.
Sarah's like, I'm not coming to your house.
So the crazy thing about that is that was the night that we went to the basement and we talked with Ryan and Dennis. And then afterwards, like we had like a whole adventure that whole day.
God, girl.
And we go back to her house. We go back to Sarah's house. This is the first time I've ever stayed the night there. And I started like picking up on a few things, and I had told her, you know, what I was picking up and stuff. And then like later on we started to investigate, and like our stuff is sitting on the ladder, like mag lights, I think a K2, 2 different cameras. We have one camera on the ladder and one sitting in the windowsill, fully charged. All of a sudden the battery dies and we hear the ladder like move forward a little bit and everything cut off.
Like everything. My grid cut off, my light cam cut off, my 2 camcorders, like you could hear them like power down at the exact same time. You heard Heaven's power down at the exact same time. And then our mag light literally just stopped working. And then
drum roll.
Drum roll, please.
That's not all.
Our non-existent, because we don't have cabinets in our kitchen, like we have like an open space like house, and so we have just like open cabinets, but you can hear literally like cabinets slamming, just like boom 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 boom, like for like 5 minutes straight.
We heard something walking up and down the hallway too. And she had called Diane, and Diane didn't answer because she was sleeping. I wanted to open the door, and Sarah was like, "No, wait!" And then we called Dennis.
we called Ryan first because Ryan was like, I think he was just asleep. I was trying to figure out who could fucking help us because I was so afraid to leave my goddamn room. I was so scared.
He's holding me back, and at first I'm like, I just want to go. Like, let's go check.
It was so scary, but like. You could hear it like banging for like a good 5 minutes. It was so scary. It was so scary.
Yep. The first thing I heard was it sounded like a door shut, and then it sounded like somebody was stomping up and down the hallway, and then it sounded like we heard cabinets slamming. And I'm like, I told her, I go, Sarah, something's opening and closing a cabinet. She's like, I don't have any.
I said, I literally don't. I don't, like, we took the doors
She
off the cabinet,
doesn't.
everything. Like, we don't have any cabinet doors, none whatsoever. And so to hear that noise, like visually, like I could see my cabinet doors in my kitchen slamming, but like in my head, but like knowing that they're not there, like I couldn't make sense of it.
That feels like something residual.
Yeah.
But it was so mad. Like it was, like I could feel the anger. So in this closet, pow, there is a man that resides in this closet. He died in this house. He's an old guy. He wears boxers and a wife beater, and he's got like bald head with like hair around, and he's an alcoholic. And he just, I don't know if he killed himself in this closet or if this is just where he resides. If he died in the closet, I don't know. But
I thought he hung himself in the closet.
That's
what I originally thought.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know if it was him that was causing all of the ruckus in my house or if it was like a different spirit that I had no idea about. But it was intense that whole entire night. I was like, I need somebody to save us. Diane's not going to get up.
we also kept hearing in her closet she has a crawl space. I didn't know it was a crawl space. It's just a little square with a wood piece over it. And we kept hearing tapping on it too.
God, that whole entire night. I want to investigate my house again.
We should. Yes.
So that was fun.
Has stuff calmed down over there as far as like the banging cabinets that weren't there?
No.
No.
I mean, what I have a hat collection, so I like my hats, I like my ball caps, and I have a shoe collection. And so one day I woke up and Diane was like, "Why are all your hats like in a line? Like they were coming from my closet and like they were on the floor on my chair, you know, and they were all in a line leading up to the bed." And I was freaked out. Diane was freaked out. And like the same thing with my shoes. All my shoes were out like pointing the same way.
I told Sarah, I said, if y'all move into that room, because they had the room beside it. I was like, if y'all move into that room, like things are definitely going to amp up.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, it still is bad. I still have PTSD from that evil ass little girl in my closet.
Oh yeah, that was freaky.
Yeah, I didn't even sleep in Bella's room that night.
Listen, I'm telling you, like we should honestly 100% investigate my house again, just to, I guess, figure out what's going on. So.
All right, time for video number 4.
4.
Yeah. Here we go.
Someone burp?
Chris, did you burp? No.
Did you hear it?
It seemed like that way.
It sounded like a growl.
There's a growl, yeah.
Did you hear it?
I'm gonna play it again.
Someone burp?
Chris, did you burp? No.
Did you hear it?
It seemed like that way.
It sounded like a growl.
There's a growl, yeah.
Did you hear it?
Evan, you want to talk about that?
So you can definitely hear it better with earbuds in. But yeah, we were all in this room, and I had my REM pod. So we were in the mirror room at Sweet Springs. That's the room what I call it. It has the double like mirror where you can see through it. And Josh and I had experiences in there last time with the mag lights going on. So we stuck the REM pod over in the hallway. And anytime it's ever been on, if I'm somewhere where it's haunted, it'll go off, it'll beep, all the stuff. So it being in the hallway, Sarah's like, your REM pod's blinking. And I'm like, that's weird, like it's not going off. This was a little bit prior. And then she said that there was a man laying there.
No, he was crawling.
He was crawling, sorry.
Army crawling. He was army crawling. That was
yeah, and so she was like freaked out, and then all of a sudden, like, I thought I heard somebody burping. And I asked some of them if they burped, and then Sarah asked, I believe, and they were like, no, it's a growl.
Yeah, everybody heard it. Like, it sounded like a growl. Like, it was like, like, it was like a deep guttural growl. It was scary.
Yeah, I heard Sarah played the evidence for me when I were at the cabin, and you can definitely hear the growl, but it's hard to hear when it's on the computer speakers like that. But there's definitely something there, and you can tell how they all reacted to it. That it was they all heard it, so it was definitely a cool piece of evidence there.
It's a pretty cool location.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the energy was definitely off that night, though. But
definitely. It was creepier last time when there was just 3 of us there.
Yeah. We went with a bunch of people. I think if just our group, it would have been a lot better.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think that affects, like, the amount of people affects the evidence you get, or who's there affects it?
Both.
Kind of both.
I think like the person that was there definitely affected the energy, and like she knew she did too. She told us towards the end of the night that it was her. So, but yeah, I don't know. If I'd had to do it all over again.
I feel like smaller groups definitely get more like more I guess, like, I don't know, like more activity, so to speak. I mean, there was somebody there that had like something going on that probably changed it a little bit.
Yeah.
But like when we had the 3 of us go before, me and Josh and another old friend, it was definitely creepier, and we had a security system set up, and we could hear as soon as Josh left, it said like boo or 2. And it could have been a growl. To me, it sounds, I guess, different.
Well, definitely, Sweet Springs is definitely a location I want to check out in the future.
Well, we definitely want to go back.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be able to join you guys next time.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's go on to video number 5.
I want to see if this one is the one. Yeah, this is the one. Marty.
Yes.
I'm Melissa. You can call me Marty. Very nice to meet you.
I'm Melissa. I'm Darian, but you can call me Dare. It's nice to meet you.
Good job, girl. Proud of you. Do you like the music? Thank you.
Okay, so that was when we were in Melissa's room at the cabin. And we were sitting there, we were just introducing ourselves. We had just set down all the equipment, and the music boxes was going on because we got to Jason, and I'm not sure how he introduced himself, but it was very lovingly. And she just started playing that music box almost right away as soon as he said it was Jason. It was very cute.
It was super sweet.
She seemed to have really liked Jason that night.
Yeah, that was really cute.
Yeah. Well, it was crazy too because throughout that night, like she wanted to play with all the equipment, but we kept having whoever's usually in the basement coming upstairs and like stand in the doorway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they weren't like leaving her alone, and we were just trying to communicate with her. But Jason kind of made it better by playing all that music and, just having a good time with her. It was really sweet.
Yeah, he did. He's a sweet guy, and like as soon as he was like, "You already know who this is, baby." Like
Yeah,
the music box, music box went. It was so cute. It was so cute.
it was. It was so automatic too. So it
Yeah,
felt it felt very warm for the most part.
yeah, that was so sweet.
Hmm.
It's interesting because you've got the playful interaction that Jason had, but then if you go back, if you watch the Beyond the Paranormal or Beyond the Badge videos, I mean, she's screaming, yelling, "Please help me!" And it's just
Yeah, I saw the end of that video. I saw bits and pieces, and at the end of the video, they're doing a spirit box session, I believe, right?
yeah.
Yeah, and at the end, I mean, they show you there's some. I think it's the little girl screaming, "Please help," and it's pretty crazy. Yeah, it's really sad. Well, and
It
before
was
that, I
so
think
sad.
she said help.
Mm,
Hmm.
Yeah.
the poor baby.
So it's
Yeah.
just I don't know if it's the night or if it matters like what night it is, or if it's just or if it's residual that they call it or whatever. But it's definitely a strange juxtaposition as far as like what's actually in the room.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like she's kind of starting to be more active too, like
Yeah,
communicating wise with everybody.
Oh yeah, we had a good session in the rancher the last time we were all out there.
but we weren't
Yeah.
communicating at the beginning. We were communicating with like something just not great at all. I don't know what it was, but it said her name. It was like Melissa.
Yeah,
That was
that's true.
scary.
And we
That was.
got Randall,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was
but I
scary.
still say the coolest evidence is when the God part in the
That
That
was
was so
funny.
funny.
That was funny.
Like I don't know if you guys watched that or not, but we were in the rancher and this truck drove by and Ryan was like, "We're trying to do an investigation."
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden on the ghost box it said God.
well, I said it
I
and you
laughed
said it,
so hard when
Sarah.
I saw that.
Yeah,
That was
God.
funny.
God.
So we are dealing with more than just darkness over there. They do have a sense of humor over there as well.
It was so funny.
All right, that was really funny. All right, time for video number 6 here. Number
Go
6.
to the next one down and then we'll play that one at the end.
All right, so at the very end.
Yeah,
All right.
we'll play that one first because then it ties
I'm gonna
into.
start out on the 3rd floor, see what we get up here.
Is this the room?
Yeah.
Is it really? Sophia?
Thing seen activity is this lady in the blue dress. This is her room, 3007.
I don't know. Do you know that you don't know the name? This is the room.
Bother you much? We just want to talk to you.
Can you see her?
Yeah, Matthew, do you mind coming right over here?
She's in the closet?
No, she's over there in that corner. I've never been here.
You are insane.
Thanks.
That's crazy. That might have been what convinced me.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm not gonna say it, but this is the room from the history time. From the history.
Letters right here.
Yeah. What
This is a very. She's got a Victorian dress on.
What color?
Oh,
White?
Hear from somebody I've also heard is they call her the lady in the white dress.
Jesus Christ. That's crazy.
Yeah,
It is white. It's a white lady in a white dress. This is the room. Everyone sees her, I guess. So she's.
So, when we went up on that floor, I don't like to research anything. I don't like to look at anything. Heaven and I didn't go on to the history tour because I didn't want to know any of the like anything about the location. I just wanted like them to guide me through it. And so when we went up there with them, they were really hesitant to believe that I was what I was saying. Like Kaylee, I guess believed me, but Matthew was like really like, I don't know. I don't know about her. And so like I was giving them detailed, you know, I was telling them in detail what she looked like and what was happening, where she was going. Like we went out into the hallway and then like she kind of like drifted off. She didn't want anything to do with us. So we moved on to the next room. But like you can kind of tell that they were like a little hesitant to believe me because it's like really easy for me to like look all of this stuff up, you know what I mean? Because Sweet Springs is super popular and it's like really easy for me just to look it up on the internet to figure out what everything is there, you know what I mean? Like it's like really easy for that to happen. So I can understand their I guess their
skepticism
to believe anything. It wasn't until the end of the night when they were like, fuck. Like, so, okay. Do you want to play the next video and then I'll just like tell you what happened after that one?
Yeah. Hey, Andy, you have your window down?
Nuh-uh.
Oh. That's weird. All right, so let's do, I guess, this one. No, it's not it. Never mind.
Huh?
So this one, no.
That one.
The
Right here?
second
Okay.
to last. Yeah.
If you remember Sarah from the beginning, she did a psychic medium reading on both of us.
On me, actually.
On me
Not-
a little bit.
No, it was me, but then Stinky came through for you.
Okay, then I guess kind of. Well, but basically, she knew who Clark was.
Yeah, and she thought it was my attachment until my attachment came crawling in on the ceiling and scared the fuck out of everyone.
She knew. I can't explain her attachment fully, but she described it perfectly. She described Clark perfectly, knowing he jumps from person to person and that he's just this fun guy, good guy who just hangs around.
The whole point that why we're bringing this up is because it was really, really quiet tonight, especially after the chapel, though.
Mhm.
But my theory is it takes him some time to get to the location. He wasn't here until we were upstairs. And Clark was the one telling us to go back down that hallway. I think up in that hallway is where he came in.
Unfortunately, you guys really won't be able to believe me because we didn't record that.
Yeah, we should.
And when the attachment came in, the thing, I don't know if I've described this, but I can actually like hear it sometimes, and I heard it in
Sounds so crazy.
I heard it. No, I swear to God, I heard it.
I
in
believe
the
you,
exact-
but we to you guys we sound nuts.
I heard it in the exact corner where they ended up saying it was. So that was crazy to me.
So Heaven and I were in the room with them. They had Kaylee, the girl, had initially asked me for a reading at the beginning. And so I don't really like to read people. I like the spirits to come to me. I don't like to come to them kind of thing because it's just, I don't like doing that. And it's awkward and I don't know if I'm going to be able to communicate with them because I need their permission to see them, to communicate with them. And if they don't give me anything, then I just look like a fucking dumbass, you know? So we go back to the room, like to the chapel, and we close the door. And I said, you know, I may need you guys, you and Matthew, to step out because I might pick up on you guys' attachment. So if I do that, then I need you guys to step out of the room. So they understood, and they sat far away from me and Kaylee. And so I started picking up on this guy, like this military guy. And I told Kaylee, and Kaylee was like, at first she was like, what? I don't understand. And I was like, well, he hops from you, or he hops from somebody to somebody. He doesn't stay in one place. Like he protects a lot of different other people. And then Matthew was like, oh my God, that's Clark. Like,
Wow.
and
You
then,
picked up on the C name.
yeah,
Or
the
C.
C. Because I was like, at the beginning, like he kept giving me a name, and I'm really bad with names, like trying to, like if somebody gives me a name, like it's hard for me to pick it out kind of thing. So like I kept hearing like a k, k, k sound from him. And so I was like, it's either starts with a K or with a C. And Matt was like, oh my God, it's Clark. And like I described him exactly how he, like what he does and who he is. And then he got kind of freaked out, and then he was like, okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And then Kaylee was like, what about my attachment? And I was like, okay, I'm having a hard time trying to pick up on her attachment because I couldn't really pick up on much. She had so much things attached to her. Like she had so many spirits attached to her. It's hard to like pick up on one thing. Like she wanted me to pick up on one specific thing. And then all of a sudden, like I see this thing crawl on the ceiling, and Kaylee looked up at the exact same time, and she was like, what did you see? And I was like, I just saw something like crawl on the ceiling. And she was like, okay, all right, what did it look like? I was like, I don't know. And then all of us, we both look over to the corner, and then there it is attached to the wall and the ceiling. And it's a fucking demon. Like it has red eyes, like it has, like it's completely like gray, like it just looks gross. And I screamed.
And it hisses.
Yeah, it hissed at the exact same time when I saw that.
Yeah, I could hear it.
And Kaylee was like, oh my God, that's my attachment. That's blah, 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 blah. Like she was so like enthralled with the fact that like I saw it. I know what it looked like. I know what it is. Like I know where it came from. And so I just it was weird. It was gross. It scared me. And like it hissed at us the whole entire night. Heaven.
The weird thing about it is she said, I don't get it, because Matt said he could hear it sometimes, and that's how he knew when it was around. And she says it doesn't hiss, but Sarah and I both heard it multiple times.
Multiple times it hissed.
Do you think you heard it hiss because of your abilities, that you can hear it, but she can't hear it?
It was very audible to me, and like it wasn't like a full like mediumship audible. Like it was like loud that it echoed.
Yeah, it was loud. It definitely was audible. Like if anybody else was in the room, they would have heard it. But I think that Kaylee was just kind of like in denial, maybe, or just kind of like out of it because she was so like shocked, I guess, like shell shocked because Sarah knew what it looked like and stuff.
And like she saw it before, and she's seen it before. She's seen it on camera before. And like she said that she saw, like she's not like, it's not out there. Like it's not a video where somebody can watch it. Like it's not that. Like she hasn't even released any of her video footage of it yet. So it's not like I can go on to, their sites and like look at the shit, but like, it's just, I don't know. That was scary, especially like knowing that it could potentially like pick somebody else to fuck with.
And you think that's why you guys weren't getting much activity?
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah,
100%. And she even acknowledged that it was that, like every time where she goes somewhere, like she just doesn't get anything because of it. Like she said, it'll start off good, and then that demon thing will like show up, and like nothing will, like she gets no evidence.
It'll ruin the party.
Yeah.
Yep.
Party crasher. Yeah. Is that it as far as the evidence? That was
I think that's all that you gave him, right?
Yeah. I didn't want to give him too much because we're like 15 minutes over.
Yeah.
well. That's what we need. It just means we have to do a part two. We can just keep this going because I know you guys get a bunch of cool evidence. So this isn't going to be the last Pungo
Especially
Paranormal
after the
evidence party.
6th.
Yeah, it's going to
It's
be.
gonna be a wild night.
I know.
Yes.
It's gonna be crazy.
Drink lots of Red Bull
Sleep
and
on
eat
the
a lot of
car.
pixie sticks.
Yes, definitely. Because I know, like, this location that we want to go to, like, Sarah's been to part of it, and something's followed her before, and she's shown me proof and evidence. But it's supposed to be like, like hush hush, like we're not really supposed to say much about it. But I'm definitely kind of excited to see what happens that night.
Yeah. I'm so
Well,
excited.
guys, I'm excited. I'm excited to see everyone on Saturday at the cabin on 360. My daughters asked me to put together this investigation, so I'm excited to have everyone out there, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Definitely.
I can't wait.
I know, I'm excited.
I'm excited to see Rhonda out there on Saturday.
Me too.
I'm
It's
excited to
Christmas.
meet you.
Are you going to be investigating?
Yeah, FPRI is out there. Yeah.
Okay. Just let me know like what group you want to be in and I'll put you in that group. Do you want to be with your group?
Yeah, preferably. Yeah. At least with
know their
Dawn.
And I'll put you in there, girl.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank you for coming on the show. Really appreciate you guys, and we'll definitely have you back on to talk about more paranormal evidence here in the future. So, all right, you guys have a good night.
You too. Bye, guys.
All right, you too.
See you
Bye.
Saturday.
See you Saturday.
See you.
Bye. Dude, all right, that was fun.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
I enjoyed that. Do you guys have a good Easter?
Yeah.
Good.
Quiet.
Yes. Yep. It was fun. It was
Yeah.
it was nice and little. It wasn't too extravagant.
Yeah, we had our Easter was again quiet. We had all our Easter stuff on Saturday, so we just kind of hung out at the house, and What do you guys have coming up on the show on Sunday, Rhonda?
Sunday we have Carrie Lynn Shellhorn, psychic medium out of Ontario, Canada, a dear friend of mine. So I'm excited to have her on.
That's awesome. And then on the freaking awesome playlist, we are talking country.
Country.
Gone country. Look at them boots. The end of the trilogy. 1990s country music.
I'm gonna try to get Diane on with you guys. I don't watch country. I don't know country.
You don't watch country? I don't watch
Watch
country.
country.
I don't watch
I don't
it.
listen to country. I don't listen to country. I don't listen to country.
We'll have to get you on the metal show or like
Yes.
Oh no.
Yeah, we need a metal show for real.
Yeah.
Like an emo show, like a millennial emo show.
I'm only happy when it rains. Like,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome.
Something like that. That would be fun. Or like a 90s grunge.
Oh, there we go. That could be our next show. Our next show. We're gonna do 1990s grunge, which means you gotta come on.
Yeah. I'm very excited.
Super. Hey, Go Box, GA Box 17DA. What's up, man? I don't know who that is, but how you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Jason wants to do it too. We're gonna have a big old show. Okay, I know I'm getting tired too. It's been a long night. We've got Shadows Abound coming on the show next week. Super excited to talk to them. We've had them on the show before. They're a lot of fun. Good people too, and it's going to be a great interview. So tune in. Same freaking awesome time. Same freaking awesome channel. back here next week. Hopefully a lot of cool stories to talk about
Very
Yeah.
sad.
Saturday.
Yeah.
So guys, tune in, and so you figure out what happened to us. If we're not here, we may,
You
we
might
not
be
know
on
what's planned.
the other side.
Yeah, exactly. We'll do a ghost. We'll do a show from the other side. You just gotta get your recorders out. You get your spare boxes out. We'll do it that way. All right. All right, guys. Have a good night. We'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.